Okay, so this is an update to allow this tutorial to work for Minecraft version 1.2.5 and later. If you've already watched the block tutorial, I go through a lot of the changes in that tutorial already because an ore is just a modified block. But just in case you didn't watch the block tutorial, I'll go through the changes one more time. So the first thing you need to do is in your mod underscore block or mod underscore ore or whatever you called it class, it should say it must implement the inherited abstract method base mod.get version. So basically what that means is this public string version is no longer called the right thing. It should now be called get version. So if you just add get, then that should change that problem. But there's still an error. And the reason is because it must implement the inherited abstract method basemod.load. And so that's the second error. What you have to do is just add public void load and then two brackets and then add two squiggly brackets at the end. And that should fix those two errors. After that, a couple of the mod loader functions have changed. Their names have changed, that is. All they've done is they've changed the caps so that register block, for example, now has a lowercase r, add name has a lowercase a at the beginning, and add smelting also has a lowercase a at the beginning. They just changed the first letter of each of the functions to a lowercase letter. And one more thing you have to change is public void generate surface, the function which actually allows your block to randomly generate in the world, has also changed its name. So if you leave it like this, it's kind of tricky. It won't give you any errors, but your block won't generate in the world. What you have to do is just change this G in generate surface to a lowercase g, and that should fix it. And then the last thing is you have to be careful of what data value you use because 98, which used to work, no longer works. 98 is now taken by this stone brick block that they added in one of the updates. So what you have to do is just pick a data value that has not been used already. So if you pick anything above 124, that should work, although you shouldn't pick a number too big because Minecraft may not be able to handle it. So try less than 200. And yeah, so I'm just going to change this to 125. And that should solve all the problems in your mod underscore block class. And there shouldn't be any errors in the Henry block or Henry ore class. Now the last thing is, if you're using Eclipse, which I've switched to, but this tutorial I made the code in Edit Rocket. The code is still the same, so the tutorial is okay if you just copy the code. But in Eclipse, you have to put the texture in a slightly different place. What you want to do is navigate to your MCP folder. And so once you have your texture for your ore, go to the Eclipse folder in MCP, go into Client, Bin, and just paste your texture right in here. Client bin, yeah, right in here where it says start.class, and that should work.